Hi, how's it going? So I want to show you guys every single bookshelf in my house. As of now, we do plan on moving hopefully by the end of this year, but these are going to stay the same until then, and then when we move they are going to probably change. But I want to show you guys how I'm organizing my books now. So this is like my main bookshelf I got from IKEA. I bought it I think like last year, and I'm going to show you guys how I organize it. And then that's the pink cart's my daughter's book cart, and then I'm going to show you guys my book cart. This is like our homeschool area. I'm going to show you guys like closer, but this is like little wall book holder where she has like her summer reading, and then this is all homeschool things in these white baskets, and underneath is like homeschool stuff for the next year. Hi Sid, say hi. I want to show you guys my chihuahua. This is Sid. She all this stuff on her face, it's not dirty, it's actually white. She's getting old. How old are you, Sid? How old are you? 6. I'm gonna be 6 this year. So at the very top, I have these bookends, and I have my favorite books of all time. And that would be Donna Tartt the Goldfinch, Where the Crawdads Sing, Kate DiCamillo, The Tale of Despero, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse, White Oleander, Great Expectations, and Jane Eyre. So yeah, I decided to put my favorite books up there. And I just have some photos of our travels. So, okay, so you guys, the top row is all adult fiction, and it's in a little bit of order from publication date. So like classics all the way to modern fiction. So, you know, some of them might be out of order by like a little bit of the dates. I did organize them in the beginning, but then as I've pulled books from the shelves, so yeah, so I have Jane Austen, then like the set my husband got me, which is a Charles Dickens set, and I have Hard Times pulled, and then I have some more classics. So I only keep things on my bookshelf that I want to reread. So even if I read a classic and I don't see myself rereading, or like my daughter reading it, I just like donate it or sell it. I just only keep things on the shelf that I love. My husband's opposite. He is a book collector. He keeps every book he's ever read. That's just him, but that's his style of collecting books. This is my way of collecting books. Is I like to only keep books that I love. That's why if you see empty shelves, it's because as this shelf like evolves with me throughout my life, I want it to only be like books that I love, and that's just how I think about it. But yeah, so these are just all classics that I love. And then now we're moving on more to a little bit like 1930s, more like closer, you know, to contemporary fiction, but like I guess modern classics you would call these. And then now we're moving pretty much to like closer to modern fiction, which as you can see, I don't have a lot of modern fiction because like I don't know, I just don't connect with a whole lot of contemporary fiction lately, and there are some books missing from the shelf. I don't own every single book that I love. Like I know Convenience Store Woman, I want to buy it because I definitely want to reread it. So there's definitely some stuff missing. This isn't every book I've ever read and loved, like, you know, because I haven't bought some books I've read from the library and I just haven't bought yet. But yeah, so this shelf is empty. It's like waiting for the next group of contemporary fiction. Yeah, so the second row is getting into like middle grade and collections. So actually this is not middle grade. These are like my mystery, the Shady Hollow mystery series. So that's that set, which I love, by Juno Black. And then this is my Nick Bantock Griffin and Sabine set. I did a whole video on these, you guys. This is my Edward Gorey collection. I plan on doing a video on these and show, I hope someone might be interested, which ones are my favorites. But yeah, this is my Edward Gorey. And then now we're getting into like middle grade fiction. So I have my Jacob Wiggelis, Catherine Applegate, Penny Packer, all my favorite middle grade authors. And then here we continuing. Now, you might wonder why I have these on my shelf and not my daughter's, because my daughter actually prefers fantasy. And she has read a lot of these books, but they're not like her favorites. So I decided to keep them on my shelf, but we definitely share books. So this continuing with middle grade, you know, Peter Brown, the Wild Robot series, Big Tree, Selznick. I have another Selznick pulled, Hugo. And Lauren Wolk, I really like her. And then now, my favorite author, my favorite middle grade author of all time is K.D. Camillo, and this is her. And I have this whole shelf kind of dedicated to her, even though everything kind of rotates. You know, I have some books missing, you know, in different places too, that my daughter's going to read. But yeah, so this is my K.D. Camillo collection. And I plan on doing a whole video on her books probably at the end of this year, because she has like 2 more books coming out this year. I want to read those, and I'm going to do my whole collection. I have others pulled somewhere else. And then this is, so these are like Hardwood Hotel series, which is like chapter bookish, but I still put them in middle grade. And this is my Incorrigible Children series, which I love. And as an adult, I still really love these. I just do. Yeah. So that's that. And then now we're going to the third shelf. So the third shelf is like nonfiction. And then I have like 2 empty shelves. I don't like this shelf is also open to change. But as of now, this is how I have it organized, because I'm not a big nonfiction reader, to be honest. I went through a lot of stages in my life, like in my 20s, where I read a lot of nonfiction, and now I really don't. And I don't tend to buy those books. I tend to read them from the library mostly, but this is my poetry collection with Emily Dickinson and Whitman, Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows. That's one of my favorite books of all time too. And then this is my like mental health section of all like my mental health books. And then this is a kind of like a mixed area. This book's like falling apart, but I just can't. It's a photography book by Clarence Laughlin. He was like Clarence John Laughlin. He was my favorite photographer when I studied photography in college. It's falling apart. So these are like random nonfiction. Goodbye Things, This Is Where You Belong, 2 of my favorite nonfictions. And this is like, I have severe TMJ disorder, and this is one of my books. So these are kind of like photo albums of my daughter. I have way more photo albums of her. But these are the ones I turned into books, and I just decided to keep them here. I have like boxes of photos and stuff, but yeah, and so just random things. These are like some of my old book journals, and I have like some random classical CDs. This is just like a vintage spool thing. I don't know I forgot what it's actually used for, but I thought it was cool. It's like a bookend. Yeah, so these are empty, and then now we're going to the next shelf, and then the bottom shelf is empty because this shelf is going to grow with me. My books, you know, as my books grow with me. So the bottom shelf is actually mostly picture books, and I'm going to show you guys what's on the middle, but these are definitely going to change when we move, because what I want to do is get like an entire bookshelf just dedicated to picture books, because I am 22 weeks pregnant, and my daughter's really not reading a lot of picture books the past few years. But now that I'm having, you know, expecting a baby, we're going to be doing a lot of picture books for the next few years. So I think I'm going, now these weren't normally kept here. I just pulled them here recently to kind of start organizing my picture books. But yeah, so this is kind of a temporary thing. And then, like I said, I want to get a whole bookshelf that I don't have now. Kind of like a smaller, cuter one. Like, probably something like a 1/4 of this size, or maybe a little bit bigger than that. You know, maybe like 2 or 3 shelves, you know, to do the picture book. So, that was like rambly. So, these are organized by like, oh my gosh, my favorite picture books of all time. Like, beautiful, beautiful picture books. I have my like Coralie Bickford Smith, Isabel Arsenault, one of my favorite author illustrators, John Klassen, another favorite, and I have the little print right here. These are just like my just beautiful. I have like some random kind of vintage books, but these are ones that I connected with more than my daughter, but we still, like I said, she's not really reading picture books right now. Okay, this shelf is all holiday books, so you know, and it's always a work in progress, because when I go to thrift stores, I'm always looking for books to add to these. So this is like Valentine, which is not much, Easter, Halloween, mostly Christmas. Like almost like 99% of them are Christmas, because we usually do a picture book advent for Christmas. So this is holiday. Now, this middle section is just my my duplicates that I just don't have the heart to get rid of. So I literally have like 3 copies of Oliver Twist, or 4. And these are my extra copies. So what I want to do is give one to my daughter and one to my future son. And then so then I still have another one. So then this is like a very old copy of Anne of Green Gables, a very old tattered copy of True Grit that I just can't get rid of. It's just so beautiful, but it's not functional to read, so I had bought a new one. But this is my other copy, Rebecca the Awakening. So the Awakening, yeah, I have another version of it. And then this one was so tiny, then I got a bigger one in a set, so I just decided to keep it. And then this is one of my favorite picture books ever. It was so cute and tiny, I just put it here. The Teeny Tiny Woman, it's so cute and fun. I just put it there. Any of you guys remember this place? Like when I was a kid, I used to go to this place called Showbiz Pizza in Louisiana, and they had this character called Billy Bob. I'm not sure if Showbiz was like a US like chain or whatever. Yeah, Showbiz Pizza 1987. So anyway, that's Billy Bob from Showbiz. I used to think those puppets were like so weird. Like weird in a good way, I guess, but kind of creepy-ish, but fun. Okay, so the next thing is I actually just bought this, you know, because of my pregnancy, but I thought this was really cute. It's a little Miffy reading a book, and it's actually a bank. I just decided to put it here for now. It's probably going to move somewhere else in the future, but okay, so this is kind of like just mixed stuff. This is my Shel Silverstein collection, which I love. And then you know, like The Day the Crayons Quit. These are just like kind of modern picture books I didn't have another place to put yet. And then some of these are like interactive books, you know, that are like picture books, like open and stuff. Yeah. And then this is also kind of like a mixed shelf of my little golden book collection, and then some new chapter books are beginning readers that I bought, and then my Beatrix Potter, and then my Winnie the Pooh, A.A. Milne, The Complete Tales that I bought recently. So another thing I keep near my large bookshelf is both of our book carts. My daughter's room isn't very large, so we just kept in here. So basically, my philosophy for our book carts is these are all our TBR. These are only TBR carts for the most part. So currently on our carts, this is like what I plan on reading the next few months. Actually, almost a whole year. But a lot of these books I've already tried, and I'm excited about. But I'm kind of excited about. But I'm just like, I don't know. Like I already read Pride and Prejudice. It's going where is it? Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Right there. It's gonna be a reread, and then Hard Times I'm excited about, but yeah, so these are all like the books I plan on reading in the next few weeks, months. And then second row, same thing. I'm gonna have like a Margaret Atwood reading fest where I just like read only Margaret Atwood for a while, and that's gonna take me I don't even know how long, so I'm not sure when I'm gonna start those. But yeah, and then these are 2 big fat ones, Little Women and Don Quixote, you know, large books that I don't know if they're going to fit on my book reader. I literally broke my book reader a month ago and I had to repurchase it. I actually bought the same one. I'll show you guys in a second. But I don't know how I'm going to read these on my book reader because I think they're too heavy. So that's why those are down here. And then this is Tar Baby by Toni Morrison. I actually tried it and I couldn't get into it, but I just can't get rid of it. And it won't go on my other shelf because I haven't read it. And then this is just my book supplies, where I keep my book journal and book darts and book magnetic bookmarks and stuff. And I showed you guys these recently, but yeah, this is my daughter's TBR. Hers is way more full than mine because she's not as picky as I am. But yeah, so let me show you guys some more shelves. So sorry you guys, the sound is kind of weird in here. We have like an extra air conditioner in here, so yeah, this is like a little vintage shelf we found at a thrift store, and I need to find the perfect thing to go in that chair. I think I'm going to put a plant up there But for now, it's kind of empty. But yeah, I kind of even like it's kind of minimalist. This little vintage chair I found. But okay, so this shelf is right now I have board books on it, but I think that's gonna change. I think I'm gonna put these board books in like a basket, but I don't know. But yeah, so these are like every single board book that you know, I have bought recently and that were from my daughter when she was, you know, reading board books. And so I don't have much space left, which is, I'm kind of trying to limit myself because I'm like, really, I don't really know that we need a whole lot of board books because it's going to be a stage of reading, of course. But, you know, for now, I think this is like a good start for my expecting baby. But I have like a lot of classics like Harry, Goodnight Moon, Clifford. My daughter's named after Jane Eyre, so we have that. 2 Jane Eyres. The Baby Lit. But yeah, ooh, I was happy to find that. It's like the Little Prince. Look how cute. Velveteen Rabbit. So yeah, so that I'm just having the board books be on for now. It's a cute little bookshelf. So this is like another little vintage shelf I got at a thrift store. And I just kind of have it in like the corner of our living room here. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys. These are like 99% vintage picture books that I have been collecting recently. And then a lot of them are just from my daughter when she was reading picture books. And then some of them are from my childhood. We have collecting the Bernstein Bears. And then like the 3 Little Kittens, Mother Goose. So these, I don't know if they're going to stay on this shelf, but I'm going to end up probably putting some type of picture books for the shelf since I'm going to have, you know, a young reader. This will be something they could access, you know, crawling and sitting up and kind of from the floor. But I'm not sure, but these are probably going to move to that bookshelf I was telling you guys. But yeah, so this is what I have for now over here. So this is a wall shelf that we actually found used on like Craigslist or Nextdoor, I believe, but I think it's like from like Crate and Barrel originally, I think, but Crate and Barrel Kids maybe, or Pottery Barn Kids. But so these are all my daughter's summer reading books that she plans on reading this summer. This is our homeschool table. It's always evolving. This is just like currently what we're using for homeschool. And in these 2 little baskets. And then under this is just like a little wooden shelf that my husband just kind of put together really quick because we needed more storage. So this is kind of like unorganized right now. I apologize. But yeah, so the bottom is stuff we already finished for 5th grade. These are random things we're going to be using for 5th grade. We use now, and then for next year, it's kind of unorganized currently because we're finishing up the year. And then this is all of our new curriculum for 6th grade that is going to be moved on top. But that's just another shelf we have. Now I'm going to show you guys, I have 2 more bookshelves. I have my daughter's bookshelf in her room. I don't think I've ever shown that on a video. And then I have our homeschool / extra bookshelf I have in our office. That's kind of really dark in there, so you'll see the lighting will change. So sorry about that. Okay, you guys, now I'm in my daughter's room. Her room is definitely cluttered because she doesn't have a lot of space in here. This bookshelf actually takes up so much space that she actually has a closed storage little container thing that kind of is in the way. So it's not ideal. We plan on redoing her room like we're moving. So we're definitely planning on doing her next room like more organized and efficient. But this is her bookshelf. So she has some empty spaces too because she's leaving those open for new books. But this is how I let her organize it herself. At the bottom, she just has like random toy storage and stuff like that. But so, okay, so this bookshelf is similar to mine. I think it's the same size, but it's just like a different color. It's like a, I think it's like a faux wood color, but she has like some games on top and an extra dollhouse she doesn't play with anymore. Okay, so basically, I'm not going to go through every single book. Her philosophy is a little bit like not as conservative as mine. She keeps a lot of books that she read, but she doesn't keep every book that she read because she would not have enough space. She even has some puzzles right there. So basically, all of this is pretty much like middle grade fiction. Mostly the bottom shelves. A lot of series. And these are like all her favorite series. I told her she should just like mainly focus on stuff she plans on rereading. And that she's constantly has to be curating this shelf so she doesn't run out of space. Those are puzzles on there. And then here's some more middle grade. So pretty much, you can probably tell almost all of it is fantasy or adventure. And then you can barely, sorry, the lighting's not, try to show you guys like moving the light. More middle grade fiction. You know, she has some mysteries and different things, but so here's a lot of her classics like by Roald Dahl, and then some of her like earlier books that she read a while back. Okay, and then here is, I'm actually reading her Anne of Green Gables set right now. You can see that there. And here's some more like classics. And then now we have her top shelf, which is like more random. Those are like all of her art journals that she keeps, sketchbooks. And here we go with more like nonfiction. I bought this book for me, for the baby, but she wanted to keep it because she thought it'd be good for character development when she's like writing stories and she could get baby names. But yeah, so that's random. But here we get more nonfiction. These are like her favorite like nonfiction books and stuff like that. And yeah, nonfiction. Where's Waldo collection. And then she really liked dinosaurs when she was a kid. So random nonfiction stuff. Sleuth and Solve. Human Body. And then like, I don't know her rhyme or reason why she left these open, but she's kind of like me. She has a, why did you leave these open?
So the ones on the bottom are my very favorites. I don't think I'll find more favorite books ever. So these are just sort of like, this row is nonfiction, and like this is like not nonfiction.
Right. So you're going from the bottom to the top. Your
Yes.
favorites are at the bottom, you said.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so this is always evolving, and yeah, so that's her shelf. Now I'm gonna show you guys our homeschool shelf. And the lighting is not that good in that room, so I apologize ahead of time again. Okay guys, so this bookshelf is also not in an ideal place. It's in my husband's office, but this also is going to be somewhere else when we move. This house is like very small. But yeah, so this is like kind of most of the homeschool books, and then we also have other things on it. But the top shelf, I left extra room, but these are like mostly homeschool books. Most of these are like picture book biographies. And then a lot of these are books I use for curriculum, how teaching, reading, and vocabulary books. This is like a lot of my art books that I love. And a lot of this is like, I didn't keep 90% of her curriculum that she used, but I kept things that were like set. So this is like Handwriting Without Tears set. But yeah, so then the next row, again, we have a lot of nonfiction that my daughter read in earlier homeschool years, like the Who Was, science comics, horrible histories, and then now we have some classics. Some of these she hasn't even read yet, like The Call of the Wild, but I want her to read in the future. Most of these we read though. And then this is like, she has like 2 Harry Potter sets. This is her first Harry Potter set that she has. She said she didn't have a lot of room for it in her other bookshelf, so I let her keep it on this shelf. And then here we just have some random books. And then the third row is we have some more sets, like the Wildwood set, and then we have this is like a collectible Harry Potter set that my husband got her at a thrift store, actually. I think it's like a first edition. I forgot exactly what he said. There was something special about these, but so we have 2 Harry Potter sets. And then this thing that it came in, it's coming apart. I need to like tape it or something, but this is a Mysterious Benedict Society set, and then this is a Lord of the Rings set, and then here's the book my husband just got, The Arabian Nights, so she can read it when she's older. And then at the very bottom, these are like all of our large scale nonfiction books, so definitely gonna probably run out of space, so I definitely as we continue homeschooling, because these are like my favorite types of books for homeschool, you know, like the big giant like living books or whatever. And so, you know, all these oversized books, all my favorite publishers like Wide-Eyed and DK and Welcome to the Museum series, Lonely Planet Kids, so stuff like that. But yeah, to go through this shelf. I actually just went through the shelf like yesterday before I filmed this video, and I look at every single book and I'm like, okay, is this a book that we found valuable, interesting, that, you know, my daughter like might reread, or is it a book that I could use again for homeschool? If not, then I just donate it or sell it back to Half Price Books. Okay, you guys, this is pretty much the last thing because I told you I would show you my book reader. So this is my book reader. I actually had to repurchase it because this thing literally popped off, but I used it for like 4 years. So whatever, I'll link it in this video. Whatever I paid for it, 20-30 bucks, it was definitely worth it. You can adjust it for different angles. So I was telling you guys, like, it's not good for super heavy books. That's why I was mentioning that I don't know how I'm gonna read Little Women and Don Quixote on it. I might have to do audiobooks for those because I don't want to take the chance and break it again. I'm actually reading part of the Anne of Green Gables series. So yeah, so that's my book stand. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'd love for you to subscribe if you're not. If you are, thanks so much. I appreciate all of you. Have a good day or night. Bye.